Assalamualaikum. So today our group is going to talk about two force member in a roof truss concept. Um, in structural engineering, a truss is an important type of structure characterized by a triangular system of members, which is formed by two force members. These members are structured and connected in a way such that they only incur axial force. The members of the truss are considered two force members because the forces are only applied at their end of the member, resulting in either a compression or a tension on the member. So what is free body diagram or FBD? Because we often use FBD in the calculation of solid mechanics. So FBD is in physics and engineering. A free body diagram is a graphical illustration used in solid mechanics to visualize the applied forces, moments, and resulting reactions on a body in a given condition. So there's a x-axis and also a y-axis. If the force is going to the right of the x-axis, it is positive. If it's to the left, it's negative. If it's towards up, it is positive, and if it's downside, it's negative.
Okay, so why does FBD helps a lot? Free body diagrams are used to visualize force and moments applied to a body and to calculate reactions in mechanics problem. This diagram are frequently used both to determine the loading of individual structure, components, and to calculate internal force within a structure. They are used by most engineering disciplines from biomechanics to structural engineering. Okay, this is a picture of our example for the roof truss. Um, we pick it up from the part that close to us. For the material, it will use steel 1090. For the strength of steel, we can take 247 megapascal. Diameter of swing pole, we will assume that 0.05 meter. And for the load, okay, as you can see, this is our calculation. We will sketch the FBD again and with a measured value. This is our calculation.
Masalahnya nih, kak tak tahu lah ni bro ni laptop mak aku yang tak tahu.
For the next slide, mechanical properties, shear force, and bending moment diagram. So there is a diagram. So for the last step that I'm gonna to be explained, okay, look at here. The diagram have the information which is 441.5 Newton is applied to the structure. So if we are gonna use Fy equal to 0 to find V. So for the first step, 441.5 Newton minus V is equal to 0, which is V is equal to 441.5 Newton. So then we can apply moment at M1, which is M1 equal to 0 and M1 is equal to 0 Newton meter. The reason why is moment 1 is equal to 0 because there is no perpendicular distance that act on the force. So for the next step, we choose Fy equal to 0 dulu as the first step, and 441.5 Newton minus V equals to 0, which is V is equal to 441.5 Newton. So for the moment 2 is equal to 0, moment 2 minus 441.5 Newton multiplied by 1.5 meter is equal to 0, which is M2 equal to 662.25 meter. So for the last step, we also apply F4 equal to 0. So when we look at here, there is 2 force here, and the perpendicular distance is 3 meter. So when we look at here, the 441.5 Newton is moved upward, while 882.9 meter 9 Newton is flow to downward. So when it comes to moment, the calculation must be M3 is equal to 0, therefore M3 minus 441.5 Newton multiple 3 meter plus 882.9 meter multiple also by 3 meter is equal to 0. So therefore the answer is the value that look at here. So that's all from me for this calculation, and I'm going to pass for the next presenter. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Akmal bin Adnan. As we can see in figures 4, the overall of Fy is equal to 0. The answer is negative 441.4 Newton. For the overall of M3 is also equal to 0. So the answer for M3 is 1324.5 Newton meter. In figure 5, the overall Fy is equal to 0, so the answer is 0.1 Newton. For the overall M5 is also equal to 0, so M5 for the answer of M5 is 0.3 Newton meter. For the calculation, diameter is equal to 0.05 meter, radius is equal to 0.025 meter, Just make is equal to MC, M is equal to 2648.7 Newton meter. For I is equal to 3.068 meter cube. Factor of safety is equal to strength over stress. The answer of FOS is 1.14. The maximum is equal to 102.6 kg. Conclusion. After studying about trust, we conclude that concept of trusts are very useful in our life because concept of trusts are to help us in making a lot of strong structure like bridge, roof, tower, and many more. Trusts can be very useful for us, but it also have some disadvantage in truss bridge. It will have a very high maintenance demands of all joints and fitting.